Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Let's Get Together, a social club for seniors. And this program, it is being recorded for future viewing on our YouTube and other media channels. So if you are watching this video on YouTube, please be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel so you can keep on watching all of our other good stuff. But I want to say thank you to Aero Cares by Lockheed Martin employees and Hesta Stewart Christian Trust, because they've graciously given us some grant funding. And I'm Heather, your host for today's program, but we have Emily that's going to be leading us in Fit Wits. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we can see Emily's pretty face and she can lead us in the program. There you go. It's all you, little lady.
Thank you, Ms. Heather. I appreciate it. All right. So let me share my screen. Well, let me open the correct thing to share first. So, Mike, I am not sure how much of our last session that you were able to see, or
what was the last session?
Well, so I think it was Marge who was with us, but I couldn't see everyone who was there because the way I was sharing my screen. I think it was just that Marge was with us.
What were you doing? Was it the yoga session or what? What were you doing?
No. So this was just a little while ago where we did our Fit Wits session. So that's good to know. That way it won't be repetitive for you. So it's different every time, but it's good to know that I'm not showing you something that you've already seen.
Right.
All right.
Let's be Fit Wits, huh?
Yes, and I'm.
Wrong
way.
So there's something that happened on this day in history that makes this image relevant. And when we start our Fit Wits process, we usually have an image on our first screen that sort of gets us thinking about what might have happened on this day in history, or maybe what our theme is for the day. So when you see someone breaking chains, right, it could remind you of all kinds of different things. And what it reminds you of, oh, I see a Canadian flag. Okay. See there.
I'll go that way.
Might be different based on your different life experience, right?
Yes, that's right.
That's right. Look at there.
Mexico.
Yep.
I don't know what that is.
And there's Texas, Canada. Yeah.
Yep. And in the middle is Arlington.
Arlington has its own flag?
Well, of course.
Okay. Well, how cool. Arlington, Texas has its own flag.
Yeah, of course. Can you see that at all?
I
see something in the middle, yeah.
So yes, Mike, you were correct about
oh yeah.
Our delay.
I know, I see it. Yeah.
Yes, the Arlington logo. It's familiar now.
Now that I've seen it, it's ringing a bell.
Yeah, with the A with a star in the middle. Yeah. So our weather today, yes, unfortunately, September 22nd, we have a 97-degree high. Oh, coming.
You know what I recognized yesterday? Somebody reminded me that I don't know the name of the song. It's I think it's called September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah,
by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it's called Do You Remember the 21st night of September? And I was like, oh, that was last night.
It totally was. Yeah,
it was.
Isn't that fun? It's a great song too.
Oh, there we are. I have to hold
It's a pretty great song.
This is my other boy from Generous Dynamics.
Generous Dynamics.
Generous Dynamics, yes.
General Dynamics, yeah, that's cool. Mike?
Yes, sir. What?
That looks really neat.
It is.
So is that an F-16?
Yes, it is.
All right. So did you work on some math that helped us keep those F-16s up in the air, or?
I was in the finance department,
Okay.
And I worked out
So in a way, yes.
worked out there for almost 10 years.
Wow,
Okay.
wow.
Well, I mean, if you understand the defense industry, it's an accomplishment.
It is a huge accomplishment, Mike.
Yeah.
I figured I'd retire from there, but that didn't happen because they lost one of their contracts.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask
things
you.
changed a lot for them.
Let me ask you this, Mike. What do you recall about Abraham Lincoln?
Well, I never met the man myself.
What do you know to be true about Abraham Lincoln?
Well, I'll work backwards. He was shot and killed in the theater.
Yes.
One of our many assassinations.
Yes, unfortunately.
And he always wore a funny stovetop hat or something they called it.
That's true. Yeah. Didn't he have
Yep.
he had a beard or something? He was a tall, lanky guy with a beard, right?
Yep. Pretty
String
much.
bean.
Yep. If
He
you
had
didn't know, you probably said he was Ichabod Crane or something.
He was what?
I said if you didn't know any better and you saw him, you could think he was Ichabod Crane.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Yeah.
Didn't he have a nickname?
I don't know it. Don't know his nickname.
Emily, do you recall his nickname?
Abraham Lincoln's nickname?
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh. I'm not sure I do. I read his wife's I've read so many books about him, and that is not one of the details that stuck.
Wasn't Abraham Lincoln's nickname Honest Abe?
Oh, well, yeah. I guess I was thinking something that didn't have his name. I was thinking maybe you meant I don't know.
Yeah.
Something
hey, you big guy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Honest Abe. Yep.
Take your hat off and sit down for a while. Come on over to the Granbury coffee shop.
Come on over to the Granbury coffee shop. I'll talk to you about Honest Abe.
Yeah.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
So on this day in history is the day he issued the Emancipation Proclamation.
Declaring all slaves free as of January 1st.
And we saw how well that worked.
Oh,
man.
It was a process, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely made history.
That is one of the so that's the image for today.
Cool.
Definitely one of the most important, influential events that happened on
this day in history.
On this day in history. And another thing on this day, a little more lighthearted and fun.
Okay, I'll go for that.
Yeah, you want to go for that?
What do we got? Bob Dylan and Willie's on the road again.
I knew you were going to like this one.
And Willie Nelson.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
Willie.
I'm not sure who the gal is.
Oh, come on. So it's funny because I started to think, well, maybe I shouldn't have a photo of her smoking because that's very taboo. But a lot of the images you see of her, she's smoking a cigarette. So it's just kind of classic. Joni Mitchell.
That's Joni Mitchell?
Yes.
Oh, she's
So let me see if I can find a more. What did you say?
Current picture?
Oh gosh, the current pictures are pretty different. Why will this not move? Come on. I don't know why it's frozen. Hang on. Come here.
Who's the gal with what's his name?
Did you know, Emily and Mike, did you know that Willie Nelson has a son? I'm trying to think of his name now. But his son sounds almost identical to his father whenever he sings.
He does.
I know. It's so good. I need to think of the son's name now. I'm drawing a blank, but he sounds awesome.
Let's see if we can find some pictures of Joni Mitchell. Let's find some images, shall we?
Is this
So
your thing
these are
too?
more,
This creation in crisis? Is that your screen too? I've wandered somewhere, maybe.
Lucas. He has a few sons, but Lucas Nelson is the
yeah,
one who
Lucas
sounds
Nelson.
just like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucas, huh?
Do you, let's see. Where'd it go?
So this community in crisis thing, that's not you either, huh?
No, I'm not sure what you're looking at there, bud.
Well, it's creation, spirituality, communities, something like that. And their thing is creation in crisis. It's first Thursdays. What is this thing? Join.
Yeah, I think maybe you're looking at the wrong screen.
I thought maybe some of you put that up.
Oh no. I don't know where that came from, but it's not from
You
us.
might have maybe tapped it.
Yeah, that happened. Okay, where are you? What do you have on the screen right now?
I have pictures of Joni Mitchell on the screen because you were asking about her.
Yeah. Okay, let me try to make that bigger. Oh, come on back. There it is.
Joni Mitchell, what a talent.
What a talent. So yeah, here's a picture of past and present right next to each other.
Yeah.
I would say she's aged pretty well.
She has.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Just a gorgeous woman with a gorgeous voice. Hard to believe she smoked so many cigarettes and was able to just float those beautiful high notes like an angel, but boy, was she a smoker.
And that hair, that's what I'm looking at. That hair is awesome.
Yes, and there was this time during the 80s, early 80s, where she had this short, kind of funky, kinky perm that was pretty funny too, because the most iconic images of her are with that long flowing hair, but then you did get some of these. My mom had that funky perm.
Isn't that funny? It was popular
right around that same time. Yeah.
The funky perm.
It was a funky perm.
It was a funky perm.
Dog.
Mr. Mike, did you ever grow your hair out? Did you ever let your hair grow long?
No, I've never had much hair.
Emily, did you ever let your hair grow long?
Super long, yeah. Before it was like this, it was, I don't know, down to here-ish.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, many times.
Around here. Now I got something giving history of the Live Aid benefits.
That's good. That's what you're supposed to be looking at.
Well, yes, this is the correct screen now. I thought, what is he looking at? No, this is my screen, Farm Aid. I think I accidentally clicked on it just like you did. I have a happy little index finger as well. All right.
Well, you try to get these things to hit the right letters at times.
I know.
And I know my iPad that
it's a challenge.
These
guys were all
I've got it down because I have to go to a little to the north and west of the actual icon, and then it'll connect it.
Yeah. Sometimes my touch screen it thinks I'm a couple millimeters in one direction or the other. I think it has to do with like my rough hands. I've burned my fingers too many times in the kitchen, and my where I feel sensation and where my iPad feels warmth are not the same place.
Oh, wow. I never thought about that. That makes sense a little bit. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
I can totally see that.
Yeah. All right. So what these guys all did together on that day in history, on this day in history, September 22nd, 1985, was the very first Farm Aid concert.
Oh.
And
so
this was a concert that was
Live Aid that came up.
What's that?
Farm Aid, okay.
Yeah. So Live Aid was inspired by out of Live Aid, right? Live Aid was a concert that benefited people who were victims of the famine
Right.
in Ethiopia. And then Bob Dylan made a comment on stage one day that he really hoped or wished that some of the money they were raising could go to help the American farmer.
Yeah.
And because, you know, he recognized that as being a really big problem, that American family farms in particular were struggling.
Yep.
And so they started this concert on this day in 1985 that was intended to benefit the American family farm. And it grew to be this really awesome collaboration between artists of all different stripes and, and from all different backgrounds. And Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan were the ones that got us started. Yeah.
Really? That's a good group.
Yeah.
Who's the gal, or not the gal, the guy on the Willie Nelson picture, or not Willie Nelson, but Bob Dylan
On
picture?
the Dylan picture? Yeah, so that is Tom Petty. And I'm going to actually use this screen to find us first Farm Aid performers. I knew you were going to be the one who really got into Farm Aid today. When I was doing my slides for our presentation, I thought, oh, he's gonna dig this Farm Aid stuff.
Oh, I've watched all the concerts. I think I have them on tape here.
You know how I knew is as soon as I played that Paul Simon song the other day when we exercised together.
Yeah, Julio.
I played, and you knew the title, you knew the song. As soon as I started playing it, I thought, okay, we're gonna jive with music. This guy and I, we're gonna get along when it comes to music.
Yes, we are.
So I was excited that this was one of our This Day in History topics.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna bring up the 1985 one and just see if I can bring up the lineup from that year. All right, here we go. Farm Aid lineup, 1985.
Okay.
So that was a Sunday, good day for a concert, and this was in Illinois.
I've been trying to manipulate your screen, and it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
What fun is it then? I mean, it had some interesting links,
right?
You know, and I wanted to read a little faster.
All right.
Well,
so
Willie's always
here's the mission statement. Go ahead, Mike.
What? Oh, I was going to say, Willie's been a fabulous guy, and Bob Dylan, I didn't meet him. I did meet him. We heard him in a concert up at what's the casino here in Oklahoma?
Choctaw?
No. I don't like Choctaw. The other one.
Choctaw.
I may think of it. I don't know.
Oh, Windstar?
Windstar, yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife kidnapped me that year. I think it's about 10 years ago. And kidnapped me and drove me up there. And she had made reservations in a place was called the Love. Oh, it's in Love County, Oklahoma, but it was Love Cabin, I think. And you could rent out a cabin up there, and it was wonderful, all the amenities. And they also left you a bucket so you could feed the horses when they came up for eating. And then there was a little creek that ran through, and the cows were down there. And then they had I think it was in January, it's cold, and they had a little jacuzzi outside. And that was a neat place, neat setup.
That sounds pretty great.
Yeah, it was. And we went.
And so you saw Willie Nelson up there?
Yeah, no, I didn't see Willie there. No, I saw Bob Dylan there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so we asked him, where's a good place for grab a bite for dinner? And he said, back at Windstar, the best, cheapest place for dinner. We said, okay, we'll try it. So we went up there, and then we played with the slot machines for a little bit. And Marge had never hit a slot machine. And she was getting pissed at me. I guess that's the only way to say it. Say it like it is, baby. And because I was playing all the nickel spots, so every time I pulled the lever, I blew, I don't know how much money. And she thought I was just, so she got a machine and she only put one nickel in it. And, and then rig it and stuff. And then all of a sudden she's yelling and screaming. She won for the nickel. I think she got $168.
All right.
So we went back and paid for the next day at the Live Cabins.
All right. That's pretty great.
It was a great trip. We drove up to, there's a lake up there and a falls. And so this is on the back roads, not on 35W. But they had a lake and falls. There's some artists there. We've got one of his paintings on the wall here. And I'm trying to think what the lake is called. Well, I'm gonna have to get a map out and crawl across it, I guess. But anyway.
What did you say that so you were driving, were you still in Oklahoma?
Yes. Yeah. It was up from Oklahoma. There was one little city about halfway to it, and we got off the drag and went behind into the city, and because we didn't really want fast food. Huh? Go ahead.
Was it Turner Falls?
Could well have been. Oh, there it is. Okay, go down 35. What's the town down there?
Let's see.
Yep, Turner Falls is what it was. Amarillo.
So,
Amarillo by morning. That's one of our favorite songs.
Near Loveland.
Let's see if I can go a little closer. Well, it looks like there's Hickory Falls, Rock Creek Falls.
Yeah.
Turner
No,
Falls.
I'm sure it's Turner Falls.
It's right there.
Okay.
I'm
That's
sure
the
it's
more
Turner.
common, as far as more well known, but
Right.
more well known.
Yeah, whatever.
Sound right.
Just say it quick. Cough in the middle or something. But yeah, it was an interesting part of the world up there.
Leave, is that the clue?
What?
Am I supposed to, what did they am I supposed to leave?
Oh, you don't have to leave.
Okay, well, no, something about you're not talking to us. You had a private conversation going. Is it that I'm supposed to not be here?
No.
She is welcome to be here.
You're welcome to stay. We'd love for you to join us.
No, it was just that I was on a different line, and that was also conflicting. So I had to put my mute on in the other room even, and it was from my phone to the iPad and on a totally different Zoom site. It was really weird.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. You sound
But
like y'all were juggling phone calls.
Yeah. And but this well, you don't need that. That's okay. They're off. But I was wondering about your farm aid when they brought that up earlier. That you've got the songs and everything, talking about farm aid.
Yeah.
That you've got all the songs.
Yeah, we got them all on videotapes.
Do you see the list here of the lineup?
Oh, the Beach Boys. I didn't realize Beach Boys got in on that one. Jimmy Buffett, Glenn Campbell, Johnny Cash. I love
my
David.
Gosh, they've got Johnny Cash and David Allen Coe and Glenn Campbell.
David Allen.
Oh my
pretty
goodness.
big deal. Waylon Jennings,
On Denver.
Neil Young, Charlie Daniels,
Foreigner, Merle Haggard,
right?
And the Strangers.
B.B. King. Oh my, Billy Joel.
I know.
Waylon
right?
Jennings.
I am so envious of people who are able to attend.
Randy Newman. So I'm
Roy
curious,
Orbison? Jeez
have
Louise.
you seen any of these folks besides Bob Dylan?
Oh, we've been to a few concerts, not many.
Been a few,
It was so much better to watch them on TV.
You think so?
I know
Because
so.
you don't have to deal with the crowd.
And the mud and the helicopters. And,
yeah.
I'm thinking of Woodstock. And what a mess that was.
Did you go to Woodstock?
No, we were close. We were in Jersey at the time, and we actually babysit a family's kids because the oldest son went to Woodstock.
All right.
That's as close as we got, that in the TV.
And we were newlyweds. Our first kid was on the way.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And we were trying to take care of 7 kids.
Man.
Oh my goodness. Well,
That does not
was
sound
enough
like an
to
easy
probably,
task at all.
that would have scared you
Uh.
away from doing it anymore, right? Like,
Doing what anymore?
Oh, well, hats
Well,
off to y'all for doing that.
having more kids, you might have been a little shocked by that experience.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, come on back when you're ready.
I will be there shortly.
I'm gonna take us to a quiz for the remainder. Let me get there. Oh, that's funny. The score went up.
What went up?
Oh, I think the last time I did this quiz with the first group, the average score of the, they calculate an average score of all the people doing the quiz, and it was like 5.7.
Oh.
And this time it was 5.9. So I wonder, there's been a greater percentage. Well, a greater percentage of people have taken the quiz and gotten.
Oh, it's not just yours, it's just in general. Oh, okay. Okay.
Right. And I guess I'm confused about how you get 5.9 since.
Unless it's an average of, I don't know.
Well, you either get the answer right or wrong, but I'm not sure how they give partial points, but it's.
Does it work like the 4 or 5, star reviews online where you either get like a whole star, but then in the average you have someone who has like 4.3 stars or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're if it's a point system like that or not. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Are y'all
Miss Marge, are you able to join us?
Okay, now I'm there.
Oh, okay.
Let me know when you want me to start the quiz.
We were going to do a
And
quiz for a couple minutes before we leave the call.
Okay, I wanted to tell Emily while I was in the other room towards the end of that other meeting, because of today, you saw what happened. I had to leave. I can't be in the same room today. This is just, you guys understand all this. But I'm limited. But there's a website called takemeback.to. And then you put in, and I've used it, and then you put in, I've used it for birthdays and sent it to people for their birthday, what happened on their birthday.
Oh, sure.
But you were asking, is there a site? And apparently it says all over the world, and there's all kinds of things to the site. So if that helps you for another time.
What's that?
Okay, that's really cool. Thank you.
That was, I guess that's got nothing to do. I don't know where you're at. Oh, you're doing
No, but it'll be helpful because Yetta and Hans are permanent parts of our group. They're part of our 1030 family, and so I think it would be fun to include, and the way that I do this, I try to include events from all over the world, but sometimes they're just events that happen here in the U.S.
Yeah, apparently this one you can, if you go to the site, because I was surprised when I did it for one of my friends, and I'm from Canada, but it gave a couple of events from it. Her birthday happened to be on September 11th. So of course the headline was September 11th here, but then as we looked it up, it turned out September 11th was a big day in British history in World War II and in Canadian history. And there was a big peace conference back in the Second World War on September 11th, trying to make some peace. So it was really interesting. But when I looked
that's cool.
when I looked at it today, it's got, apparently you can do all sorts of things with the site.
Well, thank you for showing me this. I will
That's a
definitely
really great
bookmark it.
suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I will definitely use
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if they were doing that. I'll tell you after. 'Cause I don't know.
Well,
She's trying to
I
do
mean, we use for Fit Wits, I use a few different, so I use like 3 different sites usually for the This Day in History stuff. But sometimes, sometimes what they share is not really all that interesting, or it doesn't seem that impactful. It's rare that that happens, but it's always good to have a different source, because those sites tend to have themes that they work with more so than others. So maybe this will be more expansive, you know.
And apparently you pick any day you want.
Yeah, that's really cool. So do you want to do the quiz? It's just some things that happened on this day, well, actually in this week in history.
Why are you ruining that?
Because I was trying to sit down. I'm trying to think.
Do y'all want to give it a try?
Sure.
And if you don't know the answer, it's all good. There's 4 choices, so we have a 25% chance of getting it right if we just guess. All right. So which famous American car manufacturer was founded by William C. Durant in Flint, Michigan in 1908? This week in history, right?
Yeah.
Flint, Michigan can't be.
So your choices are General Motors, Ford Motor Company, Chrysler, and Cadillac.
Durant.
I don't know the man. See, this is why you need a computer to be able to.
Don't know the man.
Postage sheet. You're supposed to just see what you do know.
It could have been General Motors.
I know
It could have been, right?
It could have been, or it could have been Ford or Chrysler.
No, it wouldn't have been Ford. It would have been.
That would
Did
have
you go with your first instinct?
Sure, why not?
Okay. What do you know? That first instinct was correct.
Huh?
All right. So
There's a collection
taking
of.
us to a complete different subject matter, who directed the documentary film Roger and Me, winner of the top prize at the Toronto Film Festival in 1989?
Well, that was Michael Moore, of course.
It certainly was. I had a feeling you would know that.
Of course.
Mr. Mike.
I like the answer followed by, of course.
Yes, of course. Mike is going to be my my film and music person. I know when I have like you know, there are certain themes, I know I can count on certain people to come in strong with these answers. All right.
And so if you ever have to phone a friend, and it's on this topic, we know you're calling Mike.
That's exactly right. What film based on the Tennessee Williams play made Marlon Brando a star on its release in 1951?
Wow.
So these are all Brando films.
Yeah.
But which one made him famous?
Well, I thought it was The Godfather, but I don't think that's a
No, it's not. That's not a choice. Let me see. What would I pick? No, that was what's her name's Big Picture.
So does anybody remember the name that he cried out? And it's this iconic moment where he cries out the name of his beloved.
Well, now you're moving towards Cat on Hot Tin Roof then.
Yeah, you think?
That or the Streetcar Named Desire. And Cried Out His Love. I would think it's Cat on Hot Tin Roof. I'm trying to think the girl that was
on
in
the
that.
waterfront. Or it could have been any of them. I didn't realize all of those were Tennessee. Those are all Marlon Brando or all Tennessee Williams?
Brando.
Well, A Streetcar Named Desire and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof are both Tennessee Williams. And I know On the Waterfront is a Brando movie, but I don't
But what if the
don't,
question was, which one made Brando a star?
yeah, On the Waterfront came out in 1954.
I still say
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it
think
was
I saw
written
that.
by someone else.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then the Wild One, I don't know that. I don't recall. I feel like that's a very like testifying before Congress answer. I don't recall. The Wild One. The Wild One, 1953. So far we've had two of our answers eliminated because we know the dates don't add up, 1953 and 1954. And we're talking about something that came out in 1951. And we also know that one of these is a Tennessee Williams play that came out in 1951 in a movie. So
I think it has to be Cat in the Hot Tin Roof.
oh, it's Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh, I said that once, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the two.
So Stella.
I was close.
I don't think I've ever
Remember
seen
No,
it.
that?
this one.
Moment? What's that?
I said, what is this one?
In
1893. Which
1893.
country was the first in the world to let women vote? Sad day in history.
Oh, you stop it.
I'll hit him for all of us.
And I know he's messing with us. It's okay. We can take it. We're tough.
Finland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Oh, well, they're carrying the American flag. But it's not American, huh?
Nope.
I'm trying to figure out the city for the picture.
This,
Flag.
well, oh, you know, I'm not sure the picture is going to help you. This might be a picture of the suffragette movement in the United States,
Ah,
but the picture may not
that's
help
not
you.
an answer. Yeah.
It's either Australia or
Yeah.
Marge thinks Australia.
Yeah. It's definitely down there.
Down there. Huh?
So it is New
There.
Zealand. Okay.
Go with
So we
Australia.
better hurry and get through these as we are over our time together today.
Oh,
And it's important for us to keep those boundaries. So let's move quickly through how many people were hanged in the Salem witch trials because they were convicted of being witches.
Many.
It's true. 6, 12, 19, or 35.
I think it's either 12 or 19.
I think you are right. It is 19.
I knew it
Moving
was
through, which city suffered a devastating fire this week in 1812? There was a big piece of music written about it, or written right around that time.
well, maybe it was Chicago then. They had the big fire.
They did have a big fire. Different
When somebody's
different year.
lantern or something.
What year?
What year was this?
This is 1812. This week in 1812.
I'll stay with Chicago.
Yeah, it was Moscow.
Really?
I was going to say either London or Moscow, looking at the picture.
Yeah, we got the overture of 1812.
Oh, is that right? That's where they came from.
I
Wow.
don't know, but that's how I remember the answer. I'm going to look that up later.
That's a great.
Okay. What English monument did Cecil Chubb buy for 6,600 pounds in 1915? London Bridge, Leeds Castle, Skara Brae, or Stonehenge?
I think it's Leeds Castle.
A whole castle for 6,600 pounds, you think?
I think he'd do something very strange. Either London Bridge or Stonehenge would be, if he was kind of a goofy guy.
Which one's goofier?
What is a Skara Brae?
We'll save
It
that for
could
next
be a
time.
made-up name for all we know.
Yeah.
It could be. I think it's an Irish thing.
Oh,
I think it's Gaelic spelling.
well,
It's Stonehenge.
is it
Can you
really?
imagine you could buy Stonehenge? In 2016, a DNA study found which civilization is the oldest on Earth.
Kenyans, Alaskans.
That was my
North
choice, but I was
America.
wrong.
What was your choice?
Kenyans.
Huh. Yeah, I would. You know, it sort of all started in Africa. What year is this? Oh,
Well, in
yeah,
2016, we found out, but that's when we found out what the oldest civilization was.
I'm
Yeah.
going with the Alaskan Eskimo.
Oh, yeah?
That gets my vote.
yeah, I would
Okay.
think that would be a good one.
Gonna have to go with the Aboriginals, guys.
Oh, you
All
was
right.
civilized.
What's the dance craze that got started because of this Billboard, this chart-topping Billboard song this week in 1960? The dance craze, the Macarena, the Lambeth Walk, the twist, or the funky chicken? There's that word funky again. We're getting funky today.
Yeah, getting funky. Yeah, what did one of the evening talk hosts used to have as word? Well, I don't think they're doing the
Word
twist.
of the day.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
does look like that, doesn't it? The Macarena was much later, right? Heather, do you know this one?
I kind of want to say the twist, but is the funky chicken like that?
but they're definitely not doing it.
Was that really a dance craze? I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I
a
don't
craze,
know.
you know? I'm gonna have to
I'm
go
going with the twist.
Yep,
Is that what it
the twist.
is?
This one is hard. I had no idea. I don't know. The surrender of Pope Pius IX in 1870 finally unified Italy and ended the independence of the Papal States after how many years?
Ooh. The independence of the Vatican State. This is in 1870.
That's
Well,
right. So how many years
or so
leading up to 1870?
Yeah, well, we're going to assume it's about 2,000 years, the whole history there. So we back that up to when they got to the Vatican City.
So he's going to do the math.
I'm either going 983 or 1116. I'm leaning towards the bigger numbers.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So if you had to pick one of those, Mike, which one would you pick?
I'll try the 983.
Oh, rat.
Is that right?
It's 11,
Oh, it's
11,
the biggest number.
16.
Good thing we're not
But
actually
hey,
getting graded on this.
we still got 10 out of 10, you guys.
Oh, somebody got it. Yeah, I know.
Amazing,
Teamwork.
Was
amazing.
that another
Teamwork.
question?
What's that?
I was going to say that was another question.
No, we got 10 out of 10. We rocked it. And now we're ready. We're ready for our day. We got our brains moving a little bit. We studied some history. We did some discussion and told some personal stories. And
as long as we all did the funky chicken right. Come on.
And we did the funky chicken. We
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
We did.
Emily,
We'll
do
have
you
to
mind-
work the twist into our next session. Oh, yep.
No, I was going to ask, do you mind stopping sharing the screen? Because I want to pull up the video for the screen for tomorrow. Oh, wow, that's a cool picture.
This is the one we got at Church Falls from
My
the
mom
art.
had a bunch of those. What's the name of that guy? What's the name of him? The artist.
WCLEMON.
Clemens?
He wasn't a big time artist. He was just a little.
And this is painted on a mirror.
My mom had a bunch of those.
Yeah. Well, about that one from the artist.
How fun.
Yeah.
Small world.
We were talking about that, so I thought I'd show you that one.
Nice.
Small,
That's
small
really
world.
unique. Hey,
Yeah.
Mr. Mike, are you able to join us tomorrow at the same time? We're doing some musical entertainment tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard it's the guy that won the Clyburn, huh?
Yeah. I think he played there. His name is Buddy Bray. So you should check us out tomorrow at 11:30.
I hope I'll be there. Yeah, of
Fingers crossed.
course.
Okay. Well, I thank you guys for joining us. This has been a pleasure, and I can't wait to do it again tomorrow. We'll see you all then.
All right.
All right.
Heather, do
Are you
want
the
to?
new host now?
I
Heather?
am. I'll be hosting it again tomorrow. Yes, sir.
What about next week?
What'd you start to say, Emily?
Oh, next week, Mike. Heather hosts the 11:30 hour, and Martha hosts the 10:30 and 1:30.
Yes.
So we got you covered.
Yeah. So we'll see you again tomorrow, Mike. That'll be fun. Thank you.
It's the
All
quick
right.
don't flood, and what is that song? It stays boat. The
Yeah.
fleet.
So maybe Heather, we end the call and log back in, and you can tell me your story, or do you prefer to do it another time? Okay, you want to call me?
I'll give you a call right after this. All right.
Okay, that sounds
Bye,
good.
Emily. Bye, Mike.
Bye.
Thanks. We'll see
Have
you
a good
soon.
day. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Y'all have a good day.
You
Enjoy
too.
fall.
Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye.